everybody, welcome back to our channel. I'm Taylor.
I'm Blanca, and today is
Wicked Wine Wednesdays, where we talk about true crime and sample wines.
Today we'll be giving an update on the Letecia Stauch case and the Gabby Petito case.
So if you like wine and true crime, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Before we dive in, I just want to remind you guys that we are talking about the wines that we tried at the end of the video, so if you're interested in that, stay tuned until then. I also want to remind you guys that we will be posting a video every other Wednesday, sometimes. But
life gets a little hectic.
Yes. But also, we also want to remind you guys that we will be doing a giveaway. We mentioned the giveaway back in the Conjuring video and asked for people to like and comment and share and subscribe. And if we got to 200 subscribers, then we would be doing a giveaway. We got well over 200 subscribers, so that's cool. Everybody keep coming.
I was like, hey.
Yeah, exactly. It's pretty exciting. But we do need people to comment in order to pick a winner. Yeah. Like what's the word? We need to find a winner. So we need people to comment, and so we're making the mention again here. So you can comment on this video or the Conjuring video, and just say like, hey, what's up? Just say, you could say anything.
Literally, you could just put trying to win this giveaway. Who knows?
Yes, but you have to be 21.
Yes, you do. Sorry.
So, of legal age. And what we will be doing is giving you guys a wine glass that says wine and true crime and a little extra something to go along with it.
I need to update our cups.
I know. You guys are going to get an updated cup before we do. So yes, comment, like, subscribe, and do all that good stuff.
Let's pick a winner.
And get this wine glass. You can have our wine glass.
That's so cute.
And you can drink with us while you listen. I don't know. Up to you guys. But, all right. Let's dive in.
So, if you guys remember Letecia Stauch, she is probably one of our least favorite people because she did something very awful to a child. She murdered one. Well, actually, we'll get to that because I don't know if we can say she murdered him, but I mean, okay, my opinion, don't sue me, whatever.
Yeah, yes.
I think she killed him. Now, if we remember anything, it was that the judges were trying to see if she was even fit to stand trial, and of September 23rd this year, they have decided that she is more than fit to stand trial, which makes us both very, very happy because now she has to face what she's done and can't pretend to be a crazy person lying about a masked man, because if we do remember, she tried to bring it up.
Yeah.
Which, like...
And then I guess her lawyers and stuff were trying to say that she was like crazy, like psychotic or something, and they were like
a break, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, so now November 4th, she has to appear in person in court to basically start the plea, which I believe she's already attempting to go not guilty or has already pleaded not guilty.
I mean, on November 4th is the day she has to either plead that she is guilty or not guilty.
Which I'm sure she'll say not guilty,
yeah.
But we all know. Anyway, now there's been more details to the case, a little bit more graphicness, so if you don't really want to hear about that, I would maybe just skip 30 seconds ahead or so. But basically, okay, I can't say she, but we know that Gannon was shot, stabbed multiple times, and beaten over the head. That is how this child died. And unfortunately, the reason I keep getting upset and saying I can't say that Letecia did it is because all of the evidence against her in trial is circumstantial. However, it's still sufficient enough in order for it to keep moving in trial because, I mean, she was the last person seen with Gannon on multiple security cameras. Let's not forget the rental car, and especially when she had to wash it and do weird things with it.
Yeah, and she also got a hotel only 3 miles from where Gannon's body was like initially dumped. So,
I mean, there's no DNA evidence to tie her to anything yet. I mean, we all know that these cases are crazy and that there's constantly things coming out. Maybe the attorneys are hiding something up their sleeve for a trial. Who knows? But as of right now, we know that there is no DNA evidence. Just basically, we know that you've rented cars. Your cell phone has pinged off of this. We know that you got a burner phone. We know you were in this motel. Literally anything and everything that could point to you being guilty is pointing to her being guilty. But
I just really hope that they're able to
indict her on something.
Because
I mean,
I hope that it doesn't go to one of those things where like, well, the evidence doesn't stand up. Like, there's no proof it was actually her. It could have been the masked man, which doesn't make any sense. Like,
because again, why would a masked man let you live and not a child?
Yeah, and like what, rented your car for you to wash and stuff? Like, it's just ridiculous. But the overall update is that she is fit to stand trial, and we are excited to hear about that.
Watch me November 4th with some wine, trying to figure out how her court date's going.
Exactly. So we're pretty excited about that, and I hope you guys are too, because we need her to rot. So
there just needs to be justice for that boy, because I'm sure he was just your average kid. And
living
I mean,
his best life.
I'm not gonna say kids are easy, because freaking A, man, kids are a handful. And I mean, I get it. As a parent, sometimes you just want to put like a pause on being a parent, because it's like you're going to work, then you come home, then you gotta take care of the kids, and it's just like it never stops. But like, that wasn't even your kid. Like, you could have easily just left the damn relationship if you felt so like...
Oh, well, that's the thing too, though, is she was obviously jealous of him, though. Like, oh, like, my son wants to, or my husband spends more time with his son, or like, just stuff like that. Like, what do I do if my husband makes me take care of his kid?
It's just stupid, because it's like,
she was obviously jealous.
You already knew he had kids going in, so if, like,
she had kids too.
That's why it's just like, it doesn't.
She was obviously jealous of him and thought that
if she got him out of the way, then she could have the husband all to herself, which is like the stupidest thing in the world, because obviously the husband cares for his son like a good father should. And now
she needs to rot, and there needs to be justice. So that's our update for Letecia, and I'm sure when November 4th rolls around, we'll do another little update on her. And we're gonna move into talking about Gabby Petito. And the reason why we weren't posting anything and we've stayed silent is because there was constant updates coming up, and
I think it was like we tried to film, and then 2 days later some new information was going to come out, and so then it was like, oh no, we should wait.
So actually, we usually film on Mondays, but we post on Wednesdays. So we were filming this Monday, looking up like updates, and literally a few hours before we started filming, they were like, they're going to release the cause of death tomorrow.
And we're like, oh, great.
Yeah, so we kind of held off, and more has come out.
I mean, we kind of won the jackpot with waiting out a little bit, because we almost got full answers to everything, but I mean...
Yeah, so Tuesday, the day that the cause of death was released, that was, what, the 12th?
It was October 12th, yeah.
October 12th is when her cause of death was released, and it was strangulation. Which is crazy, because we had mentioned that in the last video.
We were like, on the off chance that it's like strangulation or something. Basically, what we were saying in it, because we know you guys obviously didn't see it, but we were talking about it, and we said that they originally were really shocked if the coroner was going to reveal the true nature of her death, just due to the fact that it's a very public case, and they didn't want someone to be like, oh, or, you know, the coroner say she was strangled, which, I mean, oddly she was. They wouldn't want the coroner to come out and reveal the true nature of it being strangulation. Just because it being a public case, they wouldn't want 10 million weirdos after calling in on the hotlines being like, oh, I saw it happen, I saw it happen. Because now it's kind of like, I guess, over like bombarding the case, and then on top of that you have to figure out what was true, what's not true, and then it's like more manpower on that. And then on top of that, if Brian was found, and in the event that he came in to actually talk about things
and confessed,
it
would have to match.
It would have to match the cause of death. So if, obviously, it being known that it was strangulation, he could just easily be like, yeah, I strangled her. But like,
or if he was like trying to confess, he'd be like, oh, I shot her, and then they'd be like, that's not how she died, and then it just turns the case all over again.
Yeah.
So sadly, there won't be any of those answers, because on the 20th of this month, Brian's remains were found. So those questions that everybody has, they went with Brian and Gabby. So it's pretty upsetting, but they are... it's crazy because he was already skeletized when they found him.
Yes.
And so they were saying he could have been dead since the whole case started. Or since Florida is so like wet and hot, that it could have skeletized his body faster, and it could have only been a week.
Which is kind of weird, because one of the things I think we did mention was that I think there were a few people that were trying to say they had seen Brian.
Yeah.
And it was, I think, like in the Midwest. It wasn't even like by Florida or anything like that. But I remember that it was people being like, oh, we've seen Brian. But I mean, I don't know if they actually showed like a video of seeing him, or if it was just people trying to say it, or what was going on.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like,
I mean, he's like a very, this sounds so bad, but he's like just a very like average looking dude, and like,
I mean,
he looks like any other guy you could see out there, so like it makes sense on why people might get him confused with other people.
I mean,
he's not like it's not like he's like, oh, that's for sure Brad Pitt, you know what I mean?
That's true.
Yeah, so
now, because his body was skeletized, it's not gonna be, we're not gonna get any answers right away on his cause of death. It's actually being handed over to a forensic anthropologist versus a medical examiner.
Yeah, so they're gonna have to study his bones and everything, and they said that they're gonna be able to get a toxicology report from that also. And they said that it's most likely, what they're saying is the most common way for people to go like that is an overdose. So they're already kind of predicting it to be an overdose, is what I read. Obviously, we don't know yet, but the cool thing kind of is that they found belongings with him. So he has a notebook. Nobody's saying anything about the notebook yet, or like what's in it, but they're saying hopefully there are things in there that he either wrote about him and Gabby having issues and like established a motive on how it happened, or even
maybe
after
he left a note that explained everything. Yeah. Honestly, who knows?
Yeah, or even after he like wrote about what happened to like get it all out there. Hopefully it's all in this notebook. I hope so. And they said it is salvageable, because they were kind of worried about all the rain and
that's
everything.
What I was gonna wonder, because obviously, if you guys don't really know how Brian's body was discovered, basically, I don't know if it was the FBI or the police or Sheriff's County or whatever, but basically, you know, they had their little team and they were going back into the Carlton Reserve, because now all of the rain had kind of slowed down. The weather was a little clearer for them to go. Now, Brian's parents, who have been quiet and everything, to the point where it's like, I'm not even trying to be mean, but it's, even if your son had a shred of innocence in all of this, like, You just
I
have
mean, even
made
if he was
him.
guilty too, even
No,
if
I know, but
like you're not gonna try to find your son either or
well,
anything.
that I mean,
Like,
they were never in front of a camera. They never said anything. They were never trying to find Brian. It was just like, oh, my son's missing, and
yeah.
I'm gonna stay quiet here. Talk to my lawyer.
Hmm.
Well, lo and behold, they went with this team into the Carlton Reserve to go look for their son. And of course, with all of the work that we've been doing for the past, 40 days trying to find him, his father found him in like 30 minutes. So there's been a lot on that.
Yeah, they're kind of being accused of planting evidence and stuff. So
I mean, it's kind of hard not to be. The dad, here's the thing. The dad was alone when he like found it, but he's made a statement that he found the belongings, was trying to call for an officer, but then ended up grabbing the stuff to be like, or I don't know, type of thing. So it's just kind of like, he, no matter what, the dad kind of like messed with it, I think, a little bit, because he didn't just go and get somebody versus like trying to be like, I'm gonna remember this spot, let me go back to, you know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like if you're trying not to contaminate it and you want to seem like you're really trying to help, you wouldn't just be like, look what I found.
Yeah.
And I mean, it is a little odd.
But maybe he was like in a panic and like didn't know what to do. But then I was
like I feel like it's the same concept as like when you lose something in the house and then everyone's like, it's not lost unless mom can't find it. And you know how it's like, you literally just like walk in and you know. So I'm like, who knows? Like, it could have just been a paternal instinct that he was just like, oh, like, maybe he went off this way and he did happen to find his son's stuff, unfortunately. But then at the same time, because they haven't talked, they haven't made themselves known. Like, they make themselves look just as guilty as their son. And they almost made it seem like they knew where Brian was this whole damn time, which is, again, his dad finds him. And it's just kind of like,
it is very
it's really weird.
And the thing that's weird too is they still don't have Gabby Petito's cell phone or Brian's cell phone. So where are those? And I mean, they'll probably honestly never be found, but they said that they could, if they had their cell phones, they would be able to get quite a bit of evidence off of them. And as well, they were saying about looking into DNA on Gabby Petito's body, but they were saying that the problem with that is that they were together and they were intimate and everything. So of course his DNA would be on her body. But what they said is like, but is there DNA that's somewhere it shouldn't be, or DNA that shouldn't be there? So they are going to look into that too. Because who knows? Brian can be innocent, you know?
I mean,
who knows? I'm not gonna.
There's like a 0.1% chance of that actually being true.
Yeah, like, in our opinion, he did something, but
and again,
he could
never
still be
know.
Innocent.
But I mean, after a certain point, when you have two bodies and you have all of this like forensic evidence, it's pretty easy to put a story together.
Yeah, I mean, it's also kind of very much like the Letecia Stauch case. Like, it's all circumstantial. There's no evidence that points really at anybody except for all of these things that add up, which a lot of people, like, you can think about it as jumping to conclusions. Like, say that neither one of them are guilty, which is not the case, in my opinion. But say neither one of them are guilty, and here we are just putting the puzzle pieces together that don't actually fit. But I don't think that's the case here. But we have to be careful with cases like that, because like if Brian was still alive and everybody was out here putting all these puzzle pieces together and they found him and he ended up being not guilty but then served time for being guilty,
I mean, it would really be hard to prove your innocence, especially after being missing for so long. I mean, at that point, you could have just stayed, talked to the cops, attempted to fight your way through innocence, because then at least then it would look to everybody like, it wasn't me, like, blah, blah, blah. But then at the same time, like,
I mean, he obviously went off to, like...
Here's honestly what I think happened, and probably what we're going to get from the freaking FBI after all of this has happened, is basically that the two of them were in a very toxic relationship, most likely got cabin fever. We already know that they got stopped over for a domestic dispute in Utah. So at this point, it probably just kept increasing and increasing to the point where Brian snapped, probably strangled the crap out of Gabby, panicked, dumped her body on the side of the freaking national park, whatever. Because, I mean, again, we have footage from somebody else that shows the van and you can see Gabby's sandal. Now, why the hell would a girl go hiking with one sandal on?
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we kind of already know there. That's probably what happened. And, you know, then he comes home. Then he's panicked. Probably tells his parents everything. And then says he's going to go on a hike. And, again, like I had probably mentioned the last time we talked about it, I honestly thought we were going to have to look for a body. We did.
And we did, yeah.
Either he overdosed, he ate some bad berries, or because it's Florida, maybe the gators got to him.
Yeah,
I mean, he was skeletonized, so that means...
Yeah, who knows, but...
I don't know. I mean, I feel like if a gator got him, there probably would be less evidence, but...
Yeah, true. Yeah, and there would probably be some damage to, like, the bones and stuff. I mean, obviously, what I'm thinking is if they're sending it in to get a potential toxicology report on it, there's obviously not very much evidence that it was, like, a natural thing that caused his death. So,
and especially if the bones aren't all crushed. Definitely wasn't the gators.
Yeah, exactly. But, I don't know, at the end of the day, it sucks. Like, we had a feeling in the beginning that this is how it was going to end. And then I want to say maybe like a week later, we're like, no, he's still alive.
Yeah, I think we really believed in it.
Yeah,
and then
we're like, no, we're going to find him.
I don't even know if anybody watched the Dr. Phil special with Gabby's parents, but that was just heartbreaking in itself. Yeah. And I mean, even her parents believed Brian was alive. They were like, his parents for sure know where he is because they said the same thing. Like, they're not on TV. They're not like, where's Brian?
Yeah.
I mean, they weren't. They, like I said, they in no way, shape, or form made themselves look innocent or their son look innocent. They were like, we're guilty with a big giant G on top of their like forehead. Yeah, like, I don't know.
Basically. And I don't know. It all just sucks. It just sucks. This isn't how I think anybody wanted it to end. I mean, good thing like he's like out of the picture because like I feel like that would cause a lot of pain as well. But I think the justice that needed to be served isn't served.
It's not. And I mean, her parents aren't going to get closure. They're basically just going to get what we just said. Here's what we think happened to your daughter.
Yeah, I don't think there's ever going to be a for sure thing.
I mean, there's very, very small ways that I think they can link him to her. But again, because they were, you know, boyfriend, girlfriend, or fiancés or whatever the heck it was, they were together 24/7.
Yeah, of course DNA is going to be on.
Yeah.
I don't know. But that's our update on Gabby. And sorry we haven't posted anything. We just really wanted to catch up on this case.
And we were hoping Brian was going to get found.
Yeah.
But alive.
We were definitely expecting it to go differently. But I guess there's a little bit of closure because there's not like a madman hunt going on and they can settle down and do the investigation and not be chasing somebody. So that's a positive.
On the very off chance though that like there was a third party that like took them both out because he was like, no, I don't want you to like track them down type of thing, like that'd be really crazy. Yeah,
imagine if we have to go through this like actual manhunt, like it's a different situation.
Yeah, because
oh my god.
But
I couldn't deal with that.
But then at the same time, like, how would it have happened? Like, did they pick somebody up and then it was just like they picked up a hitchhiker gone wrong type of thing?
Yeah. I don't know. That's like a whole like.
But then see,
Twilight Zone
but then
thing.
It would have gone back to the whole like masked man theory of why did one of you live but the other didn't type of thing.
Yeah.
So then that again, just I feel like proves more like. I guess there's a small chance you couldn't have done it, but then at the same time, like there's no other way like anybody else could have done this.
Yeah, I mean, I want the answers from the Notebook. I wish I could have the Notebook, but I'm sure they're not going to tell us anything about the Notebook. The they'll just say what like happened. Nobody's gonna like
I think if it
post this
has,
scripture.
oh no,
Like
no.
I'm just saying they're gonna be like, this is what happened.
Yeah.
So,
I was gonna say, I think if anything, if there's anything pertinent to a confession or to the case, it'll get logged in like. So if I guess anybody has access to, you know, getting like police files and things like that, or an FBI file, or just kind of like things on a case, then I think you would be able to see the scrapbook or the notebook. But I mean, no, I don't think they're gonna make it public. They'll probably give you a brief like, oh,
summary of
if he put anything in the notebook that said he did it, they're just gonna basically say that he did a written
and then,
confession.
Like, the case is closed.
Yeah.
I don't know. But
which, like, damn, Gina, give me some like gossip. Like, tell me what he said.
Yeah, I want to know everything. And that's us being nosy, but it this case circles back again to it just fucking sucking, and it's just a horrible case. But at least there's a little bit of closure, and the investigation can continue about what happened, and we can all kind of sit back and watch it unfold instead of worrying about if Brian is going to be found, if he's not going to be found.
Or if you're randomly hiking through a national park, is Brian Laundrie going to come out?
Yeah. So, I mean, that's a good thing, but it still sucks. So, time to end this video on a more positive note. We're going to talk about the wine that we tried and let you know what we think. So we only had one wine tonight, and this wine is called, I don't even know, like
Kundi.
Kundi? I don't know.
I think that's how the one guy said it to me when I bought it, was Kundi.
Kundi.
I don't know, but they're super popular wine is what he was also telling me too.
It's a Merlot from Sonoma Valley, which is in California. It's actually kind of not far from here, like what, 6 hours?
Okay, girl, it's in Napa. That's like at least like past San Francisco, maybe like a 7 to 8 hour drive.
Oh, you know what I was thinking of? Norco.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, Norco's
45 minutes.
So this wine, it says that it is more bold than light. It's more smooth than tannic, which I think it's pretty smooth. It's more on the dry side than the sweet side. With like there's a little bit of sweetness.
I was gonna say, I feel like there's sweetness to it.
Yeah, I mean it's not all the way on the dry side, but it's like it's a little balance of each. And it's more
in the middle.
Yeah. It's more soft than acidic, and
you also have some notes of oak and chocolate and vanilla because it's our favorites. Well, my favorites. You also got some black cherries, some plums, some blackberries, and then we don't forget our red fruits of cherries and strawberries and raspberries because yum.
Yeah, you need the red fruits in there.
How else are you gonna get the red tongue?
I know, right? And it says that it it pairs well with beef, lamb, and veal. Again, I've never had veal, probably never will, but I
haven't even had veal or lamb.
I've never had lamb either.
Have this when I have beef again.
Yeah, I'll have this with a steak.
I was gonna say, so maybe tomorrow.
I mean, I'm sure it's probably good, but I couldn't get myself to do it, which sounds kind of bad. Like, oh, I could get myself to eat a cow, but not
That's how I feel. Like, I feel really bad because I feel the same way. I'm like, but then I just think to myself, I feel like a cow and a pig and a chicken were like the basic meats that we all started with.
Yeah.
So I feel like,
and then I feel like
everything else is
lamb
just
and deer are like they're little babies.
They're little sheepy.
But I mean, cows are really cute too.
They really are.
We were kind of like grown to be okay with eating it. You know what I also think is weird is that we call. I'm gonna go on a little rant right now, but we eat cow, right? But we call cow beef, and then we call chicken. Like it's a chicken, and we call it chicken.
We call pig pork.
Yeah, and we call pig pork, but then we call fish. Like it's just fish. Weird, right?
That is really weird.
Like I feel like maybe we would feel worse about eating cow and pig, so they were like, let's not call it cow and pig.
Oh, maybe.
So they were like, let's call it a chicken because it's a bird. Like nobody cares. But if we knew,
And a
like,
fish is a fish, I mean.
yeah, and imagine, like, sorry to all the vegans and vegetarians out there. I was vegetarian for like 4 years, so like, I get it, but I'm not anymore. But like, imagine if you were like, oh, can I get a medium rare cow?
Yeah, that just sounds terrible, actually. Yeah. At least beef just sounds dignified. Like, oh, I'll have the beef.
And then, but I mean, lamb is lamb, but also I wouldn't eat it. Yeah. Maybe it's because it's called lamb. I'm like,
maybe. I don't know.
That's my thought for the day.
I don't know. Veal, I would think of Bambi the whole time.
Yeah, is veal deer?
Yeah.
Because venison is too, right? Well, what is veal? Hold on, you're gonna know that we don't eat other things.
Literally, we live off of like burgers and burritos.
Burritos, yeah, and tacos
and pizza. Well, maybe I live off of pizza.
Yeah, like I don't even really like pizza.
You would like pizza. You like the pizza when it's like probably from.
I love pizza from like Blaze.
I was gonna say Blaze. Like,
that's my shit.
Oh, it's the meat of cows. Oh, so it is beef.
It's baby cows. See, imagine if you were like, can I get a medium rare baby cow?
Yeah, no, but see, a veal's not any better.
Yeah, I'm definitely never going to eat a veal.
So then venison is veal. Deer. A veal.
Yeah, venison is deer.
At least we remembered that.
Yeah. I was like, they're both V's. I don't know. Yeah.
That's so sad.
Yeah. So
in my defense, I don't even know. I feel like I've tried, but then the doctors just get too panicked with me if I try to go vegan, because then it's like I get borderline with anemia, so then I start getting all bruised up.
Yeah, but you take iron pills.
I try, girl, but I guess on top of taking my pills.
Well, but you also pregnant. Okay, but you also can't, like, you don't eat regular
I've started to eat healthier slowly.
But you also don't like eat regular food. Like, you're not going to sit down and eat a plate of spinach, which has a lot of iron in it, which is how vegans survive. They eat things that are high in iron and potassium.
Spinach isn't that bad. I started to eat it a little bit.
Yeah, but it's not like you're eating a burger. Know. So, I mean, if you did want to go vegan, you would have to actually eat normal food.
Oh, no. See.
This is our rant about food.
I don't know. But then, see, I can't give a pizza, because then it's like...
Yeah, but you don't have to go vegan. You can go vegetarian and just not get meat on it and just have cheese pizza. Or cheese with veggies, because you don't eat veggies either.
My pepperoni.
See, you ain't going vegetarian or vegan.
I've tried it.
I mean, Blaze, though, has vegan cheeses, which usually what I get, because I don't really like regular cheese. I like vegan cheese.
I don't know if I've tried the vegan cheese.
I don't know about other places, but Blaze has really good vegan cheese. I also get their vegan dough. My pizza from Blaze is usually vegan.
I should try. Mine will be all vegan and then have pepperoni on it.
I'll order us food from Blaze one day. We'll get a Blaze pizza and we'll just put whatever we want and we'll drink wine and film.
I'm in.
All right.
Thank you everybody for watching, and we can't wait to see you next Wednesday. Bye.